Alright guys, we're going back into the Chamber of Arms Alfberg for the budget version. Now this is going to be not entirely budget, we are using 2 rainbow units, but it's still much cheaper than my first clear. So the team is going to be Wilhelm. He's using passive Provoke and some Spirit Gear. He's also got Cradle of Horns and Doll's Eye to help out with some utility in Phase 1. Santa Roselia is going to be our cover tank. She's got evasion gear on, and she counters with healing for the whole team and status immunity. So she's a decent choice. Now, if you don't have her, you could use Folka and just use status immune buffs instead. And then Nicole, if you're using Folka, you could use like a regular cover tank like Bosch or something. But because we don't have that, we're using 4-star units. We're going to use Nicole to make our tank Roselia. And he also has a limit burst that gives mana regen, so that'll keep us going for a long encounter. Chatal is going to be good because he has a break immunity limit burst that also gives mitigation. And as you can see, he's got level 21 limit burst. You don't need that high, but the higher the better. Mystia is going to be for covering the final threshold. And that's really all she's here for, is to make sure that we survive that last threshold. Lexa is here for Tornado, and she's got a Wind, Earth, and Ice weapon for the mission, and she does Dark with Magic Infuse. Shantoto is going to be Tornado Chaining again. She's only for the last turn. And then Emperor is the DPS. Now, Emperor is actually not the best. A better option would be like Barbarisha or Medina, but I don't have those, so we're going with Emperor. So there's the team. So I'll show you how we're going to be dealing with this. Now Phase 1 is going to be pretty slow because, again, Emperor is our only DPS doing Blizzasia. So I might skip forward part of Phase 1, but I'll show you the general flow of the fight as we get into it. So the first thing that's going to happen, though, is on the turn 1, we're going to prepare Mystia for the last phase. So by doing that, or in order to do that, once it eventually loads, come on now. Any day. There we go. So Mystia is going to apply her Tritelia Wall, so it's active for later. Wilhelm is going to give Cradle of Horns for that nice buff. That's going to, again, be on Mystia for later in the fight. Chatal is going to give us Paralyzed Immunity. Nicole is going to redirect to Roselia with a break. And Roselia will apply her Healer's Resolve to activate her dual cast, just in case we need it, but we probably shouldn't. Now the boss's first turn is going to be a bunch of imbues that we don't care about because we're magic units, and then a physical AoE that is covered by our evasion, so it's no damage. And the boss does Shell Retreat as well, so he goes into his shell for mitigation. Now we're gonna hide Mystia, and that's gonna keep her buff active until later in the fight. She's got her cover active and the Cradle of Horns, so we're gonna hide her so it's still up for later. Chatal will just reload his thing. Now we're gonna do Water Resist with Nicole. Wilhelm is going to do a better magic break on the boss, while Emperor is going to start stacking Blizzasia. Now it's not going to deal that much damage, but it'll get better later, and you'll see. Alright, so Nicole is going to refresh his redirect to Roselia. Emperor will just do that and that. We'll do a Cradle of Horns with Wilhelm. Now this turn, Chatal and Nicole's limit burst should fill up from their autofill, as you see, so we can use them next turn. And we're taking a lot of damage because we have stat breaks right now and all that, but like I mentioned, we're gonna immune it with Chatal pretty soon. Alright, Shatal's Limit Burst gives us mitigation 40% and immunity to stat breaks. So now once these stat breaks wear off, they'll be gone for the rest of the fight. And Nicole gives us water resist. Emperor is going to use control now that we're immune to stat breaks. That won't break our spirit. Wilhelm will just break the boss's magic again, and we'll just keep Roselia's dual cast ready. And Nicole's Limit Burst is really strong mana regen, so you'll notice our mana is now going back up. Like, it was dropping low before, but now that Nicole's Limit Burst will always be active, it's a free turn mana regen. We're fine. We have infinite mana, basically. And of course, we're topped off by Roselia's counter healing. Now we're going to imperil the boss with Doll's Eye with Wilhelm. Imperil's Ice Resist. But now we're going to start dealing a little bit better damage with Emperor. Now that the boss is imperiled, he's got his magic buff up, and he's got Lizay just beginning to stack up. There you go, with about 5% damage in a round. Just still pretty low, but we're getting there. Alright, so Nicole needs to refresh Water Resist. And this is basically the 3-turn rotation. There's the Shell Retreat, so the boss is immune to damage for a round. Kind of annoying. But I'll keep going and show the first threshold, and then I'll just skip ahead the video until 50%. So the boss is currently immune to damage, but we're going to hit him with Emperor anyway. Shatal will just keep paralyzed immunity up. Nicole will redirect to Roselia. She'll just refresh her that. And we'll break the magic with Wilhelm. I'm not bothering to break the boss's attack because all his attacks, or none of his physical attacks, bypass cover or evasion. So because Roselia is evade tanking, you know, his attack is not important to break. Alright, so the boss is still imperiled, so we can just do this. Alright, here's the first threshold. So let's go ahead and Cradle of Horns for that threshold. And we'll use our Limit Burst with these guys. So this is just going to be some Abuse, some Resist buffs, and he's going to do one AoE magic attack, which is more painful, but as you see, our team is built to survive it, so that's okay. And he did go into Shell for a round, so we'll just go ahead and refresh Control, because we can't hurt him anyway. Shatal will go back to Paralyze Immunity for Phase 1. Water Resist. Wilhelm will break the boss's magic. And I didn't heal the team because Nicole's regen, as you see, tops us off anyway. Nicole's Limit Burst is very powerful. It's a strong health regen, mana regen, and technically it gives us dodge as well, but we don't need it because we're using an evasion tank anyway. But this is going to be basically Phase 1 until the boss has worked close to 50%. So I'm going to skip the video ahead, and I'll see you when we get close to 50. Alright guys, we're back. We're about to push the boss to the next phase, so I'll go ahead and show how we're going to handle Phase 2. So let's go ahead and Blizzasia like we've been doing. It's turned 20, so it's taken a while, as you can see. So for this phase, for this threshold, we're going to give ourselves Stone Immunity with Shatal. And we're going to refresh our Water Resist with Nicole. We're going to go ahead and guard Roselia. And Wilhelm is going to give us Cradle of Horns for the resist buff, or the mitigation buff. As you see, kind of painful, but we do survive. Alright, so even turns, odd turns, your tank is safe to do as he pleases. He doesn't have to guard. So currently, the boss is actually still immune to fire, which is kind of unfortunate. So we'll just refresh Emperor's Control buff this turn instead. Shatal is going to begin giving us Stop Immunity. we need Nicole. Nicole is going to refresh cover and break. Wilhelm is going to actually do a longer duration magic break. And then we will heal with Roselia. So we are going to lose our Cradle of Horns buff, but we don't really need it right now. Okay, maybe we did need it. Alright, we might be okay here. Let's go ahead and raise up Wilhelm. And let's full heal. Now Wilhelm does have passive provoke, so this is probably okay. Let's go ahead and Junction Shield. And whoops. Phantasmal Respite. Now again, Wilhelm's probably going to die here. But it's alright. Is the boss still immune to fire? He's not. So now we can begin stacking Fires from Below. Alright, so this is probably going to kill Wilhelm. Oh, it's definitely going to kill him. Alright, but next turn he's not going to do Bite now. Yeah, because Wilhelm couldn't guard that turn, which is why he died. Alright, so Roselia will go ahead and... her dual cast wore off, which really sucks. Which actually means her... she can't revive either. Man, that's really unfortunate. Let's see. Is anyone on Phoenix? Nope. Well, let's see if we can push a threshold. Nope. Well, Healer's Resolve. Let's see what we can do. As long as the boss doesn't use Abyssal Zone, we'll be okay. But if he uses Abyssal Zone, we're in trouble. Alright, so Stone Resist. See what happens here. Oh, Abyssal Zone. Oh, okay, he didn't kill anyone with it. Hey, we're okay. Check that out. And now we can revive with Roselia. Alright, let's dual white, full life, and Curaga. Alright, Emperor will hopefully push the threshold. Oh, perfect, perfect. I think we're okay now. So let's stop him. Is Wilhelm Petrify immune because he lost the buff? He is Petrify immune, so we're okay. So we'll stop immunity, and Nicole will redirect and Terrifying Visions. Yeah, this got kind of sloppy because Wilhelm did die. But now we got a threshold, so we're okay here. Yep, we're okay. Alright, so Wilhelm is going to do Cradle of Horns. Shatal will do his limit. Nicole will do his limit. Now I don't want to push the next threshold, so we're just going to Fires from Below once. And Roselia will dual cast some heals. Now hopefully Wilhelm doesn't die to multiple Abyssal Zones. And this is why we needed Wilhelm as a provoker. Oh, he died. Actually, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. Because we're doing a threshold right now. So let's go ahead and bring in... oh, well, nope, we're not doing that. We're doing that. And let's do that. So we're going to hide everyone and push the threshold. While Misty, remember she's got her cover buff from the beginning of the fight. But she's going to guard so she survives this better. While Emperor dual cast Fires from Below and pushes that last threshold. Alright, here comes Super Roar. Because Misty is guarding, she did take him for the team. There we go. Alright. Let's see. So now we're going to bring our chainers in. What are we doing here? Yeah. So we're going to dual cast Fires from Below, and we're going to cap that with our... Where's dual cast? I know you've got dual cast. There it is, dual black. Tornado. And then Shantoto will dual black Tornado. Alright, so we're going to begin a chain, wait 1, 2, and cap that chain. Boom! Got him. 27 turns. So we did it within 30 turns. I didn't spend time doing the Esper in Phase 1 because that would have taken extra turns. If you're doing the budget run, you would rerun this and do the Esper in Phase 1. And you would do, you would spend 1 turn punching the boss with Lexa with those elemental weapons for the mission as well. But there we go. There's a budget run, well, mostly budget, for Alfheard. All missions across 2 different runs. See you soon.